Alright, so I decided that it might be time that I made an uncut video with no editing, just me speaking, and see if you guys actually enjoy that or if it's boring. So I guess this is like an experimental video. I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about in this one, so it's just going to be me rambling on probably. I actually always talk to myself when I'm at work. Oh god. Because in a job like this, well, you see, you're always alone out in the middle of nowhere cutting timber, and I guess you just end up having nothing better to do than listening to your own thoughts or talking out loud to yourself, you know. And I was like, what if I just start recording while I'm thinking out loud? Maybe something interesting could come out of it. So yeah, that's how I got to this point. The sun is actually burning my skin right now. I just went to a nice little calisthenics meetup yesterday and I got a nice tan, so I'm feeling quite brown, golden, you know. And honestly, it's nice. I never really liked the retail work, you know. I never really liked serving customers too much or dealing with people, because sometimes people are just trash, you know. And why should I deal with somebody who doesn't even respect my existence? Like, come on. And then there's that saying about the customer's always right. Well, I don't care. Well, actually, I do care. I have to care. In fact, I don't even know why I said all of this, because I do like interacting with customers. I do like the feeling of socialization, and I know a lot of you might think differently. Oh, I missed. You might think differently on this topic, because it's like, oh no, social interaction, I don't like it. I don't like being social. You might be an introvert, and actually I used to be an introvert, and I still think that I kind of am an introvert, but it's slowly changing, and that's because as you get older, your priorities start changing too. Back then, when I was in college, or just, I think college times, my only goal was to just be an attention seeker. I was so, how would you call it? I was pretty much just an attention seeker. All I wanted is people to look at me and realize that I exist, or something like that. It's kind of a obnoxious situation, and I was trying to think what the main cause of that would or could be or would be. And in order to find something like that out, you have to look beyond that. You have to look before all of that. So I went back in my thoughts to about secondary school times, or even before that, primary school. But if we're talking about all of this and we're backtracking, then I might as well start off with primary school. Now, primary school was a really weird time for me, because I was bullied a lot, mostly because I wasn't English. I was born in a different country, and I knew I wouldn't fit in, but it was really hard to make it work. Like, it was hard to make friends. It was hard to fit in with the cool kids. So I never really tried, you know. I just minded my own business, reading books, just chilling, enjoying the weather when it was summer, and staying inside and doing more reading when it was winter. So it was a nice time in school, until the point where people decided that I would be a great target. And you see, when that happened, everything started to fall apart. Kind of felt like I didn't belong. I wanted to escape. Sometimes I didn't even want to go to school. It's kind kind of annoying. I had this girl I had a crush on. Of course, it was the most popular girl in the in the school. This is almost sounding like some American high school drama, teenage, whatever the heck show. But I promise you, it's not. It's just, I don't know why, but that girl I liked back then, I really liked her. Like I really did. But the main issue was, I was ugly, she was pretty. I didn't feel like I had much of a personality, and I felt like she did. And not just that, it's not like I was the only one trying to go for her. Everyone else was as well. I mean, after all, she was the most popular girl. Everyone was trying to get her attention, go for her. And if we're gonna analyze what type of person I am, then obviously I never even gave it a shot. I never went up to her or talked to her. I just kept hoping that one day she would just realize that I exist and then suddenly understand my feelings towards her. But obviously that would never happen. So that's dumb. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that was a weird time. And before I start rambling on, that is technically how all of this bullying started. Like, I had this one guy bullying me who, I don't know, I think he almost, it was almost like a fetish of it or something. I swear, like, he got off on like bullying people. I don't know what it was about that guy, but he is like a vampire. He just he loved to bully people. And you know what they say, like, the person who does the bullying has some issues with themselves too. But honestly, I don't care. Sort out your problems. Everyone has to sort out their own problems, you know? I don't know. Okay, no, you know what? Let me just take like 10 seconds to reset, because I'm just getting off topic here. I don't want to start saying stuff I don't mean. So, yeah, for just a couple seconds, just let's chill and let me just reset my thoughts. Alright, cool. So, now that I've reset my thoughts, I know for a fact that a lot of you also, you know, have been through the bullying experience. Hopefully you guys were not the bullies, but the bullied. Well, actually, no, why am I hoping that? No, you know what? I am hoping that. Because if I'm hoping that, then that's good. Because that means you can resonate or connect with what I'm saying. And I feel like most people who were bullied during school end up as great people later down the line. That's not to say that your goal should be to be bullied. Of course not. But yeah, I mean, it's a confusing one. I don't even know how long this video would go on for. If I kept rambling, probably like an hour and a half. But yeah. Hey, look, the point is, I feel like I'm in a much better place now. I feel like I'm in a way better place. I mean, back in school, even secondary school, it was a weird one. Secondary school is when the bullying actually began. And it was really bad. I think in secondary school, nobody has any boundaries. It was psychopathic. There was this one guy, well, while I was in math class with everyone else, this guy punched through the wall from the outside, and all I saw was a fist inside the math class. I was like, what the hell? Crazy. Like, bro just punched a wall in crazy, I swear, it was like a mental playhouse. I definitely didn't belong. And I think a lot of you can also agree that the schools you were in, it didn't feel like you ever belonged. And maybe you also experience this now when you're walking in the public crowds in the city center or something. You go into a McDonald's or a KFC or whatever, and then you just feel like, man, the people that are surrounding me right now, this is not the quality of people I should be hanging around with or being around. You feel like you should be in a much different place. Like, does that make sense? I don't know if it does. I guess what I'm trying to say is you never feel like you really belong and you haven't really found your home. And that's a pretty common feeling, because I feel the same. I had so many phases throughout my life. I had that introvert phase. I had the phase where I was trying to be like Roy Purdy. I don't know if you know that guy, that extrovert dancer, content creator, wearing very flashy colors, neon pink shirt, neon green shorts or long pants, stuff like that. And it's almost like you get encouraged by all of these influencers to do all sorts of wacky, crazy things, and it's all in hopes of finding who you truly are. But you never really do, because all it is layers. You're basically just peeling through layers and layers of you. And imagine this. I think people have said this in the past. Let's say you have like 100 layers to your true self. So your true self is in the middle, right? That's the final layer. And you have like 100 layers to peel through. And these 100 layers will definitely be there. But each layer could be extrovert, wearing suits, wearing baggy clothes. Like, it's a different personality to you, a different lifestyle. So each of these layers represents a different lifestyle in a way. And you kind of don't have an option, but you just have to go through these layers one way or another. You might want to delay all of those layers and peeling through them by taking it slowly, but eventually you'll be grinding through them and you'll realize that at one point you were a goddamn emo and now you're I don't know, a jock or something. You know, it's how it is. And finding your true self is not a short journey. It's something that takes a very long time. And in my humble opinion, it should be a fun journey. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Your goal doesn't necessarily have to be finding your true self, right? It doesn't, or it can be your goal, but that shouldn't really be the end goal. You know what I mean? It's more like you should enjoy experiencing all these layers you're going through, because at the end of the day, it is actually fun. Like, let me explain. Currently, I'm in a very weird situation. I guess some may call me fortunate, but I'm working in a family business with my dad. All right. So yeah, me and my dad are in good terms. So and so, and that's really great because, sure, he's giving me an opportunity to run a very successful business, or a business that has a lot of potential for success. But you see, the problem is, logically, it's a good idea to pursue this way of life, running and continuing a family business. Yes, sure. A lot of you would be logically thinking, yes, well, I mean, obviously you would carry this on. Like, you'd be stupid not to. And I agree. But then you also have your personal desires, and sometimes your personal desires do not match up with your logical reasonings. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, sure, I have this business ahead of me which I can take on and make it even more successful, and I could technically retire early. I have the chance to do this, but I also have different passions, and I'm not gonna lie, my passion is not this business. It's really not. And not to worry, I've already explained this to my dad, and well, yeah, he understands. But I also understand that regardless of how I feel, I'm just gonna have to keep pushing on. It doesn't matter if I don't have a passion for something, because at the end of the day, you're gonna just use discipline to grind through all the grueling, annoying, hard efforts. If you know what I mean. It doesn't matter. You can complain, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna be doing what you have to do. So, is there really a point to complain? I've been doing the same exact physical labor in this business for 6-7 years now. And in 6-7 years, I've learned a lot. I've learned how to use certain tools. Sure, my education was not good. In fact, if we're talking about GCSEs, because I'm living in the UK, if we're talking about GCSEs, I failed. I didn't even get a pass in maths. I got a 3. I didn't even get a 4. The only subject that I did well in was English language, and I got around, I think I did get a 9. I did get a 9, which is the highest grade you can get for these, exams and stuff like that. And fun fact, the reason I got a 9 wasn't because I was learning and studying hard. It's simply because I used to play a lot of games with story-driven gameplay, and I used to do a lot of text role-playing with friends. It's almost like D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, but not quite that. And if you're doing something that is actually beneficial, like let's say English language, learning story-based writing, role play, stuff like that. If you're learning it in a fun way, it doesn't even feel like you're learning. It just feels like you're having fun, That's it. And that leads on to another topic, which is, I think, quite interesting. There was a time when I randomly, during the summer holidays, I got into physics. I just got really passionate about physics for no apparent reason. I don't even know what the reason was. I just got into physics. I just found it interesting. So I started doing it, and I got to the point where I realized that in physics you're gonna need math, and obviously, as I mentioned before, I suck at maths. But thanks to my passion for physics, I started studying maths, and I got really good at maths just because I wanted to get good at physics. So that works too. It really does. It's interesting how the human mind or brain works. It really is. I'm constantly learning more as I'm experiencing things in this life. But man, it truly is a bizarre thing. Also, let me take my shirt off because it's getting really hot. It's actually super interesting. This country, in terms of weather, is really weird. If you live in the UK, you can probably agree with me that the weather is unstable. Like 90% of the time it's raining, and when it's not raining, there's thunder. And if it's not rain or thunder, then it's just cloudy and miserable. And if it's none of that, then I guess it's sunny. But yeah, so the fact that it's sunny right now is actually crazy. And look, it's a clear sky. There's no clouds, no nothing. It's actually a vibe right now. And yeah, so what I was trying to say is, right now it's around 19 or 20 degrees, right? But I'm telling you, the UK weather is not normal. When I was in Spain, 35 degrees felt the same way as 20 degrees feels here. So this is making me believe that the UK weather at 20 degrees is 10 times hotter than 35 degrees in Spain. Or worst case scenario, it's just the exact same, which is crazy. So yeah, big up the UK weather. I want to get out of this country as fast as possible, but it looks like it's not going to be happening anytime soon. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I feel like a rumbling. I got a 9 in English, by the way. Rumbling. I said rumbling, that's crazy. Anyway, what I wanted to say is rambling like this is pretty fun because I kind of get to say what's on my mind. And if people care, then people care. If people don't care, then people don't care. It's one of those situations. And it doesn't really bother me if nobody cares. Like, you don't have to care. Sometimes you need this. Sometimes you just need to. You don't need to record. Like you can pretty much do this without recording, as I usually do. You just get used to talking with yourself. And a lot of people find it weird. It's like, well, why would I talk to myself? That's creepy. Well, look, it's not creepy. It really isn't creepy. In fact, it's a good way to learn a bit more about yourself. Because, yeah, sure, I can just think within my head. Sometimes people think that's weird as well. But it does help. A lot of professional athletes do that as well. Since I'm into calisthenics, right? I would consider myself a fairly decent calisthenics athlete. Fairly strong. Talking to myself actually helps in terms of hyping yourself up. I'm sure a lot of you, if you ever went to the gym, you also did something of the sort. Like you try to hype yourself up before you go for a set or something along the lines of that. It's completely normal. And since now we're on the topic of the gym, I'll probably make this video like 7 minutes more long than what it is now. So like we'll go to 30 minutes and then I'll just upload this video as it is without a thumbnail. And we'll see how it does, but honestly, I don't really care. And yeah, so anyway, since we're on the topic of the gym, let's start with bench press, squats and deadlift, because apparently that's what all of you guys would probably be asking me anyway. So my squat, well, I don't really do any legs. I know, you can flame me in the comments if you want, but yeah, I can't afford to do legs because as a calisthenics athlete, I'm competing, and if my legs are heavy in any way, then it's gonna give me a disadvantage. And in a sport where there's a lot of very lightweight athletes, you can't afford to have heavy legs at all. And since muscle is heavier than fat, it would also be a big detriment if I started putting on muscle on my legs. So that's the reason why I don't train legs. But nonetheless, my squat is around 110 kg. Despite never training squats ever. So I naturally have fairly strong legs, and my body weight is 60. I'm 60 kg body weight, so keep that in mind for the statistics I'm about to reveal to you. My bench press, I've only ever done bench press once, and I got my body weight, so I did around 60 kg. I tried it again, I got 70 as well. So I guess my max bench press is 70 kg. Well, of course I don't train that stuff. As for deadlift, my max deadlift is 140 kg on my first ever try. Because my friend was deadlifting and I was like, you know what? Let me try deadlifting that. So I gave it a go and I pulled 140. So that's that. I can probably do more, but I have some spine issues on I think it's scoliosis. I have like a curve in my spine. So it's actually kind of dangerous for me to do any exercises that put pressure on my spine. Don't wanna mess it up more than it already is. So that is that. And yeah, I don't know how much you guys know about weighted training, but weighted pull-ups, I also like to do them occasionally. I don't really train weighted pull-ups, but when I do some benchmarking, I get pretty good results. I can do around 7 repetitions of weighted pull-ups with 50 kilograms attached to my body. So that's around 110 kilograms pull-ups 7 times. And recently I was this close to doing an 80 kilogram extra weight pull-up, so I was very close. So hold on, my math's terrible. What is 80 kilograms plus 60? I'm stupid. 100 and oh my god, you know what, I'm so stupid. My brain doesn't tend to function at times like this, so apologies. 140 kg, oh my god, dude. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not the smartest individual, but hey, I've got a calculator, so why should I use my brain? But yeah, I don't know, I may consider posting some calisthenics content on this channel in the future, but for now I kind of just want to experiment with different types of content and just see what works, see what I enjoy doing the most, because I do like making crazy cool edits and stuff like that, or hyper edited content, but I also sometimes like raw, uncut videos where you truly see what I'm like, and if I mess up one of my sentences or I mispronounce something, you'll get to see all of that. So it's like an unfiltered me. I guess with this video I'm trying to show you that sometimes you do make mistakes, sometimes you pronounce things weird, sometimes you have to completely restart something because you're not happy with the result. And some people have a fear of messing up and they would never want to show their mistakes in a video. But I'm telling you, the more you do this type of raw uncut content or just self-talk practice, the better you get at it, to a point where you only make mistakes a couple times. And another thing that you could potentially try if you have trouble talking for extended periods of time about whatever topics is streaming, live streaming. Live streaming is insanely helpful. Like, seriously. Don't even get me started on live streaming. It might have to be a different video, but I think I'll quickly cover it. It'll be a bit over 30 minutes, but I'll cover the live streaming topic real quick and then I'll end the video after. But yeah, so when it comes to live streaming, a lot of people have this trouble of keeping their audience entertained, and a lot of people get demotivated as well. They get demotivated as well because they see that after 7 hours of streaming they still have 0 viewers. Now, yes, that's true. If you're streaming on Twitch and you don't have any structure or you've never done it before, most likely you'll be streaming for weeks without any viewers. It's completely fine. I'll tell you why it's fine. Because your content, when you're a beginner streamer, is not interesting. You have to accept that. Nobody wants to watch you playing a story-driven game like Red Dead Redemption or whatever for hours and hours and hours. Nobody cares because you're a nobody. Admit it. You might not be a nobody in the real world, but you're definitely a nobody in the online world, unless you build something up for yourself. So the main factor you have to consider is you need to provide value to people, otherwise they don't care. You have to provide value in exchange for attention. Very simple. Also, damn, I cannot seem to break this. This is horrible. Oh my god. So yeah, anyway, if you want to get into live streaming, it's a very, very good choice because you'll get better at speaking. And as I said, you're gonna be streaming to 0 viewers most of the time, which is completely okay. Because in the meantime, you can learn to speak to yourself. What you'll be doing is trying to entertain an audience of 0. And as demotivating as that can be, it has to be done. So yeah, I've done that in the past too. I've done 11-hour streams before for fun. And yeah, sure, nobody was really watching until I decided to be smart about it. I added interactive features into my streams, which would help get some interaction with my audience, stuff like that. Anything, you can do anything in your streams. You can level up any part of your stream so that people will feel more engaged. And yeah, I mean, as I said, this is a whole different topic, this live streaming stuff. And I can't really talk like a professional about it because I'm not a professional. I don't really know what I'm doing. So that's that. And yeah, I don't know. First step, get used to talking to yourself. Get used to doing all of that. And then you're good, yeah. But my throat is kind of drying out now. My throat really hurts from all this talking. And it's very hot. I don't know, I haven't drunk anything yet. So I'm kind of dying right now. My voice is slowly crippling. So yeah. I'm probably just gonna head off now. So if you made it this far, for any reason, I don't know who would have listened to all of this rambling without any editing. But if you did, then hey, you are an absolute legend. And you can let me know that you've reached this far by commenting dinosaur. Yeah. Comment the word dinosaur if you made it this far. So yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you got some type of value out of this. Or if not value, hopefully you felt like you were not alone in these past 30 minutes. Because I think sometimes that's my issue. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but there's nobody to listen to what I'm saying. But now that I'm recording, it feels like I'm talking to someone. So I hope you feel the same way. I hope when you're listening to this, it feels like somebody's actually near you. And yeah, I think I kind of got off track in the beginning. I was talking a bunch of rubbish because my mind was not clear. But the more I was talking, past 10 minutes, the clearer my mind got. So sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just need to speak to yourself. And yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that'll be.